Welcome to the Hill Country Nation Sports Wrap-Up Show number 8. I counted them up, Trey. I counted them up. Number 8 this year.
Well, I'm glad you can count.
I just kept going on my fingers and everything, and I was like, you know what, Miss Rose would be pretty happy. At least I got the right number. Because I did go to Tybee sometimes at shows. Nothing against Tybee because I am a graduate, so there you go, bam. But I got to blame somebody, but actually it was myself. No, but we're happy to be here for tonight's show. Got a big show here tonight. Man with many hats and a man that just like, it's like every time you try to get a hold of him, he's here or there or going over there or has this to do or he's doing two things at once. But man, you ready for some football this weekend?
I'm slowly getting there. Yes. I'm finally recuperated from last week. It finally caught up to me yesterday, but my urge is getting back. I'm excited now. And I'm really excited to talk to this coach. 6-man football. You're going to get some insight about 6-man. The man just loves 6-man football. He's going to give us some insight, especially with the OLH Hawks, man. Yeah, probably the most enthusiastic coach I've ever talked to in my life. Who's very passionate. We're talking about Brock Kenyon of the OLH Hawks.
How's it going?
It's going, Coach. How you doing?
And just working. I had to bust my butt back here from practice. But I thank you guys for having me.
Oh, man. I love your shirt. OLH versus everyone.
Everyone.
It's kind of the theme right now, isn't it?
Hey, we just trying to change the culture, man. Trying to change the culture.
There you go. Well, welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here, man. We had fun last year, and we got to talk to you a little bit also during some of our Friday Night Lights Even Better show. And but Coach, man, this is a brand new year, and it's going. So talk about, you already have one game. You got a short schedule this year, and everything. I know with the short district and stuff, but just talk about the summer, how the boys getting prepared, and then going into week one, and just kind of go from there.
So there's a reason why I had a short schedule last year. We've been chilling around 9 kids for the last 2 years, and with last year we hit a team that was really physical, and we had a couple of injuries, and we just didn't get a chance to finish. And I really wasn't just thinking about us. I was thinking about these other district teams that had late homecomings or late senior nights, and we're the bearer of bad news, and now they're finding somebody. So, no laws about when you have to have your district games. You just need to have your district games. And we only have 3 teams counting ourselves in district. So I pushed them up. And we have 8 games on our schedule. Those last 2 are play-it-by-ear games. If we kick butt and kind of get our stuff together and get to the end of the season, I can add a homeschool team here or there or a private school team here and there to finish that season out. But moving forward, these guys, I think today is really trying to get the hold of it, because I have half of these kids football players. They've been football players for the last 4 or 5 years, and you got to have these kids that never stepped foot on a football field in their lives. So it's a stark opposite, trying to get those means. So really, it's put yourself, how good of a coach are you? It's like you got the basics, and then you got kids that kind of know what they're doing, but you don't have the numbers to give looks, right? You only got 7 or 8 kids. You can't really get a look. So it's really trying to get positional. That's the big thing I really want to focus on these kids and learn how to flow, know where to be, and then just trying to get to the games and kind of recreate that in your mind. So last week I tried to forget about last week as a coach. Too many miscues, man. It's lost some hair. But this week I challenged these guys. Really trying to get them to understand that we're always going to be the underdog. We're always going to have less numbers. No one's going to feel sorry for you. I'm not going to feel sorry for you. And let's just hit them. And we just had one of the best practices we've had since I've been here for the last 3 years. Intensity was amazing. Love every second of it. So these guys are getting it, and we're still going to put up points. We're just trying to get our feet underneath us.
Yeah, Coach. This summer's been unprecedentedly hot. I know 11-man, they have people they can sub in for, but 6-man, how do you manage that practice with injury cramps and stuff like that from the heat that it was in going to your first game in scrimmages and how the players are reacting to it right now?
Oh, it's so hot too. And what kind of sucks, and it kind of gets overlooked, is now we're in that water ban, and so we don't have groundwater. So I can't water really that much. I have to get on a gator and just throw buckets of water on the field that slowly, And so it's but so when you fall on the ground, it's gonna hurt, and you're gonna be stinging later. So no, yeah, it's been a challenge, and so I usually hit. Coaches make the mistake of having fun. You get, oh man, it's so hot outside. We need to have longer water breaks. No, kids are going to waterlog themselves. They're going to get tired faster. So it's 2-minute water breaks here and there. So I'll go a hard hitting session, 2-minute water break field. Or if I'm doing a teaching session, then I might hold off on the water break, do something else, and then go water break. So I feel we played atonement this past. And I really wouldn't think shape was our problem. It really wasn't our problem. I think we were really in shape. I mean, there's times they're up on the sideline, you're the same 6 guys ready to go. But I think it was just kind of like, that's the first time we've been hit by another team outside of a scrimmage, and this is a real game. The lights are on. Let's go. But yeah, it's been so hot. It's been years since I was in high school that it's been this hot for this long, this constant. So yeah, definitely something I've been trying to just pour water down these kids, get hydrated, stuff like that. They really need it.
Coach, the talk around town is kind of like OLH is like the old movie Hoosiers right now, because you only have so many kids, and basically, like you said, they got to play every single snap. I mean, you might have a guy or two that might come off and on and stuff like that, but you find it easier to kind of like, coach the kids as this Hoosier style with, so many kids, or is it better when you have a whole bunch of them that you coach it? Or it doesn't matter?
It definitely helps when you have subs, so like, and it definitely helps when you have maybe 6 more just to give a look, it's so you're really trying to do a lot of talking, and some of these kids, their brains go a lot over the place. So when I'm talking, head's going this way, head's going that way. Are you paying attention to me? So it's definitely harder. But there's a feeling. I remember last year we played a team. And it's a really cool feeling. This is something I've been telling these kids. You're gonna get that feeling. But we're beating this team at halftime, and man, this coach was repping his team. They got 6 guys. They only got 6 guys. I'm like, yeah, we do have 6 guys, and we're gonna keep coming at you. So it's like, and so it's really cool to see these kids buy in, because they don't look over to the sideline. They're not tapping their helmet. They're not trying to get out. They know what's at stake, and that does help. That does mess up when you get tired. You miss assignments, or somebody burns you, or you're not closing down a fit, something like that. But it definitely is. I mean, it's like Rudy, man. Like, you got 6 Rudies out there. They're ready to give it all, and it's, as a coach, man. It's really a cool feeling when you see 6 kids that are really they're bleeding black and blue, and they're ready to run through a wall for you. So that is something that the last 2 years is like, it's not ideal for me as a coach. I want 60 kids. I want Tyvee's numbers. But obviously it's not. So let's see how good of a coach you are. Let's see how good you can prepare this team mentally, because that's really what it is. It's all mental reps.
Now, I can't remember. Did you come from did you play 11 men or 6 men in high school?
So I did both.
That's right.
Yeah, freshman, sophomore year, I played at a 6A, and then up to a 6-man, which that was a culture shock. But then you go from playing 300-pound kids, and then you go and play in kids that I'm the biggest kid in the whole district. So, you go in college, and I played 11 men in college. So it's like, yeah. So it's I kind of get the both. Yeah, I kind of get the mix of it. So I try to connect on each way. So I get a couple kids that come over from 11 men. So you're kind of like, I know what you're feeling, dude. It's a lot of running.
Yeah. Yeah, Coach. That when you get those kids that play some 11 man, and then come and play for you, and seeing how it's still Ironman football, because a lot of them come from those small schools, but But talk about just for this year, when your coaches, with the amount of kids that you have, but just talk about your coaches, because they're not only with you on the sideline and they're becoming like brothers to you and everything, but they're also helping you to make your job a little bit easier. So just give them a shout out, talk about them coaches and what it means to have those guys with you.
So actually, this year I haven't really. I had a teacher help me last year. He coached at Comfort for years. I'm a very knowledgeable guy, but he was really there to help me out, and he did help me out. So it's different my first year where I had one of my closest friends with my coach. Kind of there's that I got that bond with him. But this year, 25 years, the alumni of OLH, played at Tybee for his freshman and sophomore in that year, and his name is Nate Villarreal.
Oh yeah.
This boy, this man, he helps me out. He'll get there at 3:00. He's got the waters ready. He's got the balls ready. And I'm like, what do I do? I'm used to doing that. So it's like, so now I'm putting the practice schedules ready and I'm doing my things. It makes my life easier. And the guy wants to learn from me. And I'm like, I don't know everything, but he wants to learn from me. And I think it's really cool to have a guy that attacks this. Has a bright future in this as a coach. He's getting his feet. I can tell he's getting better and quicker every week. So it's awesome to have this guy come in and give me the amount of work he's putting in. And then I know last week it was pretty rough for a younger guy. Defense was probably we just couldn't do things we wanted to. So I was like, how is he going to respond? How is he going to respond for that? That dude put up like 3 or 4 pages of notes on the next opponent, broke it down. Like, he goes, is this good? And I'm like, is this good? Man, I know what that kid ate last night. That's how got. So it's like, it's pretty cool. So, man, this guy's been pretty awesome for me. So I love him. I'm pretty sure he's watching, but he's definitely a guy that he makes my life a lot easier. And it gives me a chance to really scout these teams, watch more film, and get the guys ready. So it's definitely appreciative. I'm definitely appreciative to find this guy.
Real quick before Trey gets to his question, everything, man, your shirt is like blowing us up and everything. So here's a quick question. Where
I got it.
It's always my mom. You notice that? it's always her, no matter what I'm on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we all gotta get one too. And then and you already showed this one there, an awesome shirt. I mean, it just keeps coming.
No, yeah. So I kind of get these shirts from San Savacap, and it's just an idea. And there's no shade or anything like that. There's no shade feeling. It's just like, again, like that culture, like we're us against the world kind of thing. But we had like last year we had a rumor going around because our numbers dropped a little bit, and I really think it was just because money's tight nowadays, Yeah. So, and everybody's like, OLH closing the doors. OLH isn't having football, and I'm like, guess what? We're here, and we do have football, and we're ready to play. So, and these boys, man, they that first game, they came out. I actually have boys having this shirt underneath their pants. We came out all black with this, and I had a bunch of alumni come in and says, where can I get that? So I don't know what I'm going to do now because I got 100 people asking me about this shirt. So, but I wanted to blast it because, it's just, we're here. That's my thing. It's like, we've been here and there's a big community we have at OLH and football is real, and all these kids I'm trying to build that culture, like be proud of where you're at. Just like you tell them you got that big Tigers flag behind you. I want that pride. You know what I'm saying? I want that pride for red and for blue and black. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. So it makes me smile when everybody's like, you know what? That's awesome, man. We need that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hopefully somebody can help me. I don't know.
Work a deal out with San Saba, and then you sell them for $20 a pop. Boom, there you go, man. Now you're getting some money back in the athletic department there, and those flags.
That's a dog logo right there.
I love it, man. It's awesome.
Coach, I want to talk about your players a little bit, especially one player, Jude Huber, pretty much does everything for you. Senior leader. Just talk about his leadership with his team, with the some younger classmen coming up, freshman, sophomore. Just talk about what he does and what he means to your program.
Oh, Jude, man, I don't even know what to say. This kid, I mean, he came over from Center Point, and it's a different ball game coming from Center Point. You know, it's different over there. There's no words to it. So, bring him to a private school. I'm trying to keep his intensity down a little bit. That was my job. Is like, hey, I love it. Tone it down, just a tiny bit. But I mean, Jude. I mean, today was the day where yesterday I challenged him. I was like, dude, you got to lead this way. Be more positive in the way we talk. Be more positive in the way we do things. And I love it. This kid, he tries, gets the tone made. He was bouncing. He would take 2 steps one way, trying to go our way or play direction. And then he would bounce. And I'm like, dude, let's take 3 yards forward and then cut back, because you can't go left all the way and you're getting 3 yards. Now you gas. I know you're fast enough, but dude, there's really no words right now, Trey. There's no words. This boy, he's got a heart of a lion. He's got a motor of the fastest car you ever think of. And just trying to get him to, he gives it everything he's got. So he's great. He had a chance to come back. Open arms. And I mean, he was at Center Point again last year. And he came back and he's like, Coach, I want to finish here. I want to finish a Hawk. I want to finish. So he came back and took the reins. And I know it's kind of crazy. He was really hesitant about playing football again. And the reason why, he had a double dislocation of his shoulders.
Oh,
Wow.
Both shoulders dislocated in the first scrimmage that we had last year. So when he was out, and I mean, it kind of really hit him, you know. So do I want to go through that again? And he's like, he saw our numbers, showed up to morning workouts, and he's like, I'm here. Let's do this. Let's go. So I mean, Jude's my workhorse. He's like an extra me on the field. So it's great to have.
And so with his leadership, is he building up those, the others, talking to him, kind of helping with the direction side, all the things that you need him to do as a leader?
Oh, yeah, he's getting that too. And be honest with you, he's still a little bit of a 6-man game too, because he's never played this. He's only before this year, just because of the injuries and all that stuff. The first year when he was here, his sophomore year, he played 1 JV game. That's all he played. And his JV game was ungodly. I mean, he had like 20 carries for 330 yards and 6 touchdowns. I mean, just went off. So there's the ceiling, right? Now, like, oh, everybody think you're going to match that. I mean, the last week, he had 17 carries for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's like, is that good? I'm like, is that good? He ran the whole field twice. What are you talking about? But no, yeah, getting these guys ready and I think the big thing is lighting that fire, bringing that intensity, showing these kids contact, and it just so that he's like, we said it a couple of days ago. It's like no one in the state is going to hit harder than me. So if you can take my hit, you can take anybody's hit. So he's really leading that way and just helping these guys get that confidence up, because half of these guys have really never played before. So I think he's been doing that too as well.
Oh, it's my turn. Whatever. Coach, like you said, you only have 3 teams in your district. Just talk about the difficulties of that, having only 3 teams and making a schedule. And I mean, you made the schedule as hard as it could be. I mean, you have Medina, who made a deep run last year in the playoffs. You have Nueces Canyon, other tough. Just talk about how that's going to get you prepared to try to make the playoffs this year.
Oh, yes. I mean, it's these homes and away kind of get me. So it's like I had a home and away last year. So now it's flip. Those are some of my good friends that are coaching those teams. So I'm like, hey, yeah, we agreed on that. So, really when it comes down to district is you can't mess up. That's it. I mean, I'm the 3rd team. If I lose one, there's no playoffs. So it's kind of win or go home kind of feeling for these guys. So it's really, you can't have a mistake. And then trying to get teams that kind of mirror each of these 2 teams. San Marcos Academy has the numbers that, small 2As have. Like public schools, 11 man, they have like 40 kids on the roster. So it's and then Castle Hills, their numbers are going up, and they got big bodies. So, we're always going to be the underdog with them, but trying to match them in size. We played in Atonement. They didn't have a lot of kids. They had like 12, but they had some big boys. Next week, Round Rock's got good numbers, but they got speed. That's why I scheduled them. They have a couple kids that have speed. Medina's going to punch you in the mouth for 4 quarters. New Aces Kenyon is going to have speed and punch you in the mouth. There's a couple teams in there that I don't really know. Like Bracken is a back-to-back state runner-up, but they lost a lot of kids. And I watched some film on them the other day, and they're still Bracken, but they're Bracken has been. So I don't really know what to expect. So it's just trying to get these guys prepared for those 2 games. Actually, St. Marcus Academy texted me this morning. I was like, hey, can you game up to week 4? And I'm like, I don't know about that. That's right out of the get-go. I'm not gonna be ready for it. But no, it's definitely a challenge. You try to mirror your talent. Try to mirror your district a little bit. It's kind of like Tybee. It's really hard to mirror Liberty. Who else does that? So that triple option that hits you in the mouth, country board style. But no, yeah, it's pretty hard. But tried my best.
There you go. I got to do this. If I don't do it, I get in trouble, and I want to get in trouble. And then all of a sudden, then Trey's all by himself, and then that's it.
And no one wants that.
No, maybe they do. I don't know. But we just want to say thank you to State Air for being our sponsor here for tonight's show. State Air Conditioning and Heating. Hey, look, like we talked about, it's hot out there right now. Yeah, it is so hot, but the cold weather will be coming, and you don't want to be stuck in that cold. So give them a call or go online to stateair.com. That's stateair with an E.com, stateair.com. Get that heat pump checked out already. I mean, at least get it ready for the wintertime. And not only that, the maintenance on your air conditioner right now as well, because they got a plan that all you have to do, they'll come out and monthly check it, buy them every 2 months, it don't matter. State Air Conditioning and Heating, been proudly serving the Hill Country and beyond for many, many years. Nathan McDowell over there, they do a great job. All right, Coach, I tell you what, man, it's kind of come down to that right now. Just talk about how do I put it? It's Thursday night. Now it's Friday. You didn't eat much at all when it comes to Friday and football games. Has that changed? You got a go-to sandwich, or do you got something like, a soda or energy drink that you just got to have on Friday before a game?
To be honest with you, I don't eat too much. I probably hit like a protein bar up because, my stomach's buttering. There's always, I'll hit up an energy drink, or not going to lie, I'd probably take like a scoop of pre-workout or something. But I try to keep myself locked in, so I really don't eat much because, I'm not hungry. I try to keep myself hungry, and then I pig out after the game. But, no, but really, honestly, the day of the game, the day before, though, man, yeah, I probably eating like a king, man. I try to because I know I'm not going to eat the next day, so I just pound it the first day, time. I don't have a ritual, man. I don't have a ritual.
All right, well, I'm going to steal this question from Carrie. It's a good question. What is the best part about your job?
The best part about my job? It's a lot of things. I think to be the best part, if you don't like, if you want to be an AD, you want to be a head football coach, you want to be a teacher, you want to be everything like that. The best part of the job is working with these kids. If you don't really like where you're at, it makes it bad. But some of these kids, man, they're great kids. They'll do everything for you. Get in there, you teach them. You kind of get to know who they are, their siblings, their parents, their grandparents, and everything like that. So, wherever you go, whatever school you're at, you really just get these bonds. You become. I'm not their dad. I'm 28 years old. I'm not gonna want to be their dad. So I end up being that older, wiser brother with a beard.
Right.
So, you just get this bond with these kids. You see them for 6 hours a day, then you're with them till 8 o'clock at night. It's like today, for example. My football boys. How often are you going to be around 5 o'clock in the morning lifting? You see them from 5 o'clock all the way to 7 at night. You just get this bond where it's like, that's my favorite job. I just love working with kids. I just love working with kids. It doesn't matter what it is. I like walking down the hallways, have a smile on my face, because you don't know what these kids are having in their life. They might need that smile. They might need that hug. They need that high five. So I try to do that. Sometimes I got to put a fake smile on, give them a high five. My job's stressful, but I just love working with kids, to be honest with you.
I'm gonna steal this one from Trey. What is your pet peeve as a coach? What just gets under your skin as a coach?
Man, I got a couple. It's not gonna lie, I got a couple. Mine is walking. Yeah, like walking. When I say walking, there's different types of walking. Walking is like, it's fine. If we're doing a walkthrough, it's good. But like, for example, if I tell you to get out of, we're doing scout team, right? And I tell you to get out of wide receiver and you walk to that spot. And I'm sitting there waiting for you to get over there. And I'm like, son, get to your spot. They just keep walking. And I'm like, then I just start getting mad. And I don't want to get mad. So walking is pretty bad. Another thing is like middle pictures. So I'm looking to say if I do like situations and stuff like that, and I'm watching the guys from the sideline, having different people come to my side, like the quarterback come to the sideline, I call play. I look over to the left and I have like 3 freshmen like slapping themselves in the head or something like that. I'm like, dude, pay attention. I got to put you in 2 minutes. Like, I don't know if you know the play or not. So, kids, middle pictures. Take middle pictures on the sideline. Pay attention. I can put you in at any second. And I don't know. So, yeah, walking and not paying attention. Those are my 2 pet peeves. And it's gotten pretty worse over the last year. I'm like, come on.
Well, this is a question for me because I'm on the fence about something. So maybe you can help me because you're a big NFL guy. Everyone knows you're a Buffalo Bills fan, which I don't know why, but that's another topic for another day.
We'll have that. We'll have that.
I want to know: are you going to pay the $4.50 for the YouTube NFL ticket to watch your Bills?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't know. Honestly, half of these games you can find them like. My thing is go to like a restaurant somewhere. They're gonna have all the games on for free.
That's true.
And go eat a dinner, or just sit there and drink water. I'm not $450 for these games. Like, and then half the time they're probably gonna be blacked out anyways. So
yeah. Come on.
Well, I was on the fence because I kind of wanted to, but I'm like, no, not $450. Then they're doing a promotion. Oh, you get $50 off. You sign up now. Ooh, so $400.
It's funny. I found a loophole, man. My loophole is this. It's funny because I think NFL, they got their money, right?
Right.
That's all they care about. They got their money, and then you go get NFL Plus. And then if you sign up with NFL Plus, you also get NFL Network, and you also get NFL Red Zone.
Right.
So you're basically almost getting Sunday ticket, and it's only $12 a month.
Yep.
So I did that. Yeah. So YouTube, I think they're going to lose a lot of money because $450 for
that's ridiculous.
That's insane.
Coach, what about when it comes to the community of Our Lady of the Hills College Prep, being in Kerrville, you are starting to see a little bit more and more around Kerrville with OLH this and stickers and things like that. Just talk about how important is it for Kerrville not only to be behind someone, like a Tybee High School, but also Kerrville has a Our Lady of the Hills as well. How important is it for you to just tell that for the community that, hey, come on, come support us, come see what it's all about to be watching 6-man football and OLH sports?
It's huge. And I think our development director is doing a pretty good job kind of getting our kids out in the community and doing things like that. I just sent some football kids over for a painted chair in Ingram. And they were in the paper. But trying to get us out. I mean, we've been here since 2002.
Mm-hmm.
We're on our 2 years. So, I mean, there's a couple people that really kind of got on my skin, and it's not to the people. It's just like, how do we let that happen? Mm-hmm. Some people's like, where's that even at? I'm like, we've been here for 20 years. I mean, we've been here longer than the Chick-fil-A's been here in town. So, like, come on. Y'all all know where the Chick-fil-A is. But I mean, I think that's really big, and I think it gives, every school in this area has its positives. Every school in this area has its negatives. And it's some people go to a Peterson or they go to a different school and like, maybe it might not be for me. And so they go somewhere else, and we're here. I mean, we have one of the best. I think the craziest stat is like we have the highest SAT scores or PSAT scores for freshmen in the state.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
mean, our teachers are amazing, and so it's knowing that you have that, and then you have sports that we're so diehard. I mean, we play the first game. I get into. I try to have my principal start the volleyball games for me, and I'll come in a little bit later and just make sure everything's going right. I pop into the gym versus Castle Hills, and it's a sellout, and
Yeah.
I'm like pumping, and the girls are playing music, and it's a really cool feeling. So I love seeing OLH stuff.
Yeah.
So I know HEB hit me up and was like, "Hey, can we put a helmet on display?" I was there the next day. I mean, yeah, go to HEB, put my helmet on display, show all these. It's really cool to see that because we've been here for 20 years. So I think Kerrville is like, if you ever wanted to watch a game, and when Tyvie's on a bye week or anything like that, come by our field, and it's a cool feeling. And I can tell you right now, we're the best concession stand. You get brisket sandwiches, sausage wraps, stuff. Dude, you come to our field, and we'll feed you. Right, we might run out of food, so you better get there. But I mean,
Man,
I'm making changes to the schedule right now.
Yeah, I ain't been pushing for the
And
schedule.
I'm sorry you're not this week.
Nice.
You gotta come to that Medina game. It's in 2 weeks, and man, we play. Medina comes here. I think that was my first experience of this area. Medina came to OLH my first year there, and my goodness, it was loud. I don't think you were there. I mean, you may have been. I don't know. You were there one game. I was at St. Gerard game. I tried to forget about that one. But Medina game there, they bring so many fans. It's loud, and
here
it
we
was
go.
like
It's
this
a 30-minute
is
mark.
cool.
Again.
And then they started coming back, and they got louder, and our people got louder for that. So, no, yeah, we're here, man. We're here, and we're strong. I love our community here at OLH. Kerrville, rep us.
Time for a couple more questions, Trey.
All right, I want to know. You're a young guy still. What is your go-to music on game day? Like, what gets you pumped up? And I know it doesn't take much, but what's in your headset, in your ear pods? What do you listen to right before a game?
I don't even know. I put on what I'm feeling. If I'm pumped up, man, I'll start putting on I had a phase. Everybody goes to middle school when they had that hard rock phase.
Yes.
You know? So I'll be putting on Disturbed or something. Just going crazy in my headset. No, I always get away from the kids, and I feel like I'm back playing and stuff like that. I mean, I'm young, so I grew up with Lil Wayne and all these rap.
Yeah.
I'll throw on some rap music, and I'm sorry, but I love country music. Grew up in the country.
Heck yeah, man.
Don't get me jacked up for a football game, so I can't listen. But I'll throw on what I'm feeling. If I'm jacked up, it's hard rocks coming.
How's Lizette, and what does it mean with her being just the way she is? Because she, man, as a coach's wife, she's just like doing so much for you, and I see it, hear about it, and it's like awesome. But how's she doing, and how are the fur babies?
Oh yeah, she's doing great. She was funny. She was after the first game. She was telling me, she goes, Brock, you need to do this, and you need to do that, and they need to get this one. And I was like, exactly right. Yeah, 100%. I'm not even gonna argue. I don't know. Yeah, and she puts up with a lot. She does put up with a lot, and I'm always getting used to my schedule all over the place. Every day it changes. It feels like I get home around 8:00 ish. So it's definitely awesome. And then we got a it's like a year and a half. I think he's a year and a half, a little puppy. The little Shih Tzu poodle thing that we got from old volleyball coaches, and it's like, honestly, it's like a son. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. This dude is like, we put money in him like he's a son. He's got toys every day. He's come back with something. So it's good. It's good to come home and that's a stress relief. You know what I'm saying? That's when it's kind of a good partnership, good relationship. So couldn't ask for anything better.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much for joining us here on this show. One last final thought.
All right, man. Let's beat Round Rock, man. Let's go 1-1. Start the season over again. That first week didn't happen. Let's get the mistakes back and let's start pounding out some victories.
All right. OLH versus everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being on the show. We'll be seeing you sometime soon for sure. And yeah, we'll go from there. We want to talk about them Bills though. I don't know, sometime here soon.
Oh, yeah. We'll be around in February. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nice.
I appreciate you guys. I really do.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, Coach Brock Kenyon. The Our Lady of the Hills Hawks. Always a pleasure having that guy on for sure, man. I'll tell you what, sometimes you just get see that smile and you can't help but get fired up for OLH football, sports. It doesn't matter. Thank you so much for tuning in here tonight. We appreciate you guys. We love you. We thank you. And until Monday night, we'll see you next time. For Trey Collins and Brock Kenyon, I'm Jay Alexander saying so long. See you later. And I am